everyone, hope you're doing well. It's your friendly Mahjaholic, Aunt Lily, coming to you today with a little chit chat about house rules versus the National Mahjong League rules. There has been a lot of feedback I've been getting on my posts about house rules, or what we call table rules, and the rules from the National Mahjong League, and how do you know the difference? Now, on the back of the official rule card from the National Mahjong League, it does lay out some rules that are there. And a lot of times it can be explained just from the back of the card. Sometimes it's not so clear. I say, always look it up. Everybody always has a phone usually around. You can look it up if it's that, pressing, like you have to know right now. Or you can just table it and say, okay, you know what, we'll let it go for this time and we'll check it out for the next game. I suggest if you're not sure about whether a rule is a table rule or house rule or a National Mahjong League rule, I would just ask. Say, is that a rule that is a table rule? Or, is that found in the National Mahjong League rules? I can't tell you specific house rules because it depends on who you're playing with, whose house you're at, whose table you're sitting at. Some people are more strict than others. Some people are very lenient and let a lot of things go. It is up to you to decide who you want to play with, how you want to play for that night. Some nights you're just not into very strict rules. Also, some nights, though, you're not into just letting everything go. You want to play by a certain standard level of play, and you want to know that those rules are in place and you don't have to worry about making exceptions and all that other stuff that comes with it. Maybe feeling awkward, about telling someone, okay, we'll let that go for you, but then you forgot you let it go for that person. And when you maybe are holding someone else accountable for that same thing, it can get a little sticky. I feel it's always the best to just stick with a certain standard rule play so it doesn't get offensive for someone or feelings get hurt. If you stick with the rules, it's just basic. It's a rule. That's it. Nothing personal. What I have found to be a couple of house rules that are not exactly from the National Mahjong League are, one is when you're dealing, if you're East, if East gives you the tiles. That is not official Mahjong League rule. Official National Mahjong League rule says each player takes their own grouping of tiles during the deal. Another common house rule I found is the tails on the end of a wall. When you push out a wall, sometimes people turn a little tail out to let you know that that is the end of the wall. You pick from the other side of the wall. The tails are not an official National Mahjong League rule. That would be a house rule or table rule. Those are just a few examples of some rules that I've found will be changed as house rules, and they're not so strictly adhered to sometimes. Please remember that Mahjong is supposed to be fun. Yes, it is a serious game, and a lot of people, we all like to win. That's why we play games, right? We don't play games to lose. We like to win. That's the object of a game. But it's important to have a good time and not hurt anybody's feelings and not walk away aggravated or frustrated. Hope this helps. Happy Mahjong, everyone.